I remember really wanting to learn how to improvise, but I always felt too afraid of just trying to just make stuff up on the piano. That was until I had a really good friend who sat me down and said, Sylvan, let's try it. Let's see what happens. He gave me the confidence that I needed to start just trying to improvise. And ever since then, I've loved sitting down at the piano and exploring and creating and seeing where the moment leads. And so I want to do that same thing for you that my friend did for me. I want to help you feel confident and help you feel like improvising is easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share 2 simple exercises that anyone can do that will help you to sound good right away while you're improvising and will allow you the space to kind of explore and develop a feel for how to make stuff up at the piano. Okay, so here's exercise number 1. The way this works is you're going to be picking notes, these stem down ones, and then you're gonna play this kind of alternating right hand note. So let me play you this first exercise to get kind of what it sounds like, and then we'll talk about how I do it. And it's actually pretty easy. Okay, not too bad. I kind of enjoyed that. And so what I'm doing is I'm playing this G in between just random notes that I pick. Now, if you wanted to do this, I'd recommend starting with maybe these 3 notes. And after that, you can go wherever you want with it. You can keep going up if you wanted to. Dun. That sounded pretty good. And then it sounds like maybe it wants to go back down. Da, da, dee, da, da, dee. It's kind of tricky because it's an improvisation, but I'm kind of writing it out as I'm going. Now, what's amazing about this is this melody is not that fancy. If I play all of the bottom notes here, it's really not the most mind-blowing melody ever, but by playing those extra Gs, it just makes it sound really beautiful and really easy. So really, there's not a way to go wrong. This feels very much like a Bob Ross lesson. There's not a great way to go wrong here if you just simply, when you're picking melody notes, you go up or down, just one at a time. Now you can make this more advanced like I did on that first one by playing maybe some skips in there. And sometimes you might find skips that you don't like, but sometimes you might find some skips that you do like. So one easy way to do skips is to go back to a note you've already played. Another way that you can do skips is you can do kind of skips in sequences. So what if I did something like this? Now skip, 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 skip. Kind of fun. Again, there's not a wrong way to do this. As you're playing, you might notice that some things don't sound quite as good, but that's okay. You're just kind of exploring and just kind of trying to figure out what the feel of this exercise is. Okay, pretty simple. I have exercise number 2, which is actually even a little bit easier. Sometimes pop piano will have kind of these repeating patterns where in this case I have just these E's and D's that are repeating, and all you're gonna do is you're just gonna pick notes to fit in these empty spaces. And you can get this handout, by the way, in the description below, and you can practice filling in your own notes. If it helps you feel more comfortable, you can write them in first, but eventually you should just be able to kind of play the pattern that I lay out for you and go from there. So here's what this would sound like. There's the note I put in. So again, I already have this really expressive melody going on, and all I'm doing is playing this little pattern, dee-da-dee, and then putting in a note, and then dee-da. Really not too challenging. Let's do it another way. What if I started at the top, and what if I came down instead? Yeah, kind of nice. That one had a little bit of more melancholy kind of feel maybe. And so you can just practice just putting in notes and just putting them in and seeing what they feel like and how that affects the flow of the music. Well, hey, I hope you download those two exercises below, and happy improvising.